Howdy. Over the last 170 million plus years, life has thrived throughout the seas of planet Emigin, but there's a massive expanse of uncovered land still to be used all over the terrestrial tectonic plates. Relative to the sea, this is actually a pretty inhospitable place, mainly due to desiccation from unfiltered sunlight and having to find water to drink. But nothing lives here, so no competition, no predators. It's so enticing to evolution. The intertidal zone, it's one way life comes onto land, is the only way sessile organisms like the cyanophytes can come onto land. The intertidal zone is the area on the edge of all land masses, the area between the high and low tide where there is intermittently water allowing organisms to gradually get used to life on land. And here's where I admit failure. Okay, so when I originally made the project and was made part 1 all those months ago, like nearly 9 months ago now. Yeah, wait, that's 9 months old now. Like, it's the 16th. That was 9 months ago. What the hell? But basically, I decided to have the only major moon be relatively small and far away in order to create a low intertidal zone, in spite of the fact that the intertidal zone on Earth already is barely enough. So, to account for this, I'm going to retcon the moon to be a bit bigger and significantly closer to the planet. Well, probably a good bit bigger, still, smaller than the Earth's moon, but, more, a bit closer than the Earth's moon, roughly a meter high intertidal zone, all the same. I don't know. And since there's no real predators, some villi plantae may specialize for life here. As there is no more shallow water here, the monarch won't be able to float and will be more or less just a wire hooking all the leaves together, and to avoid desiccation, they will evolve a tough outer cuticle. To let out CO2, they will evolve opening and closing sections on the cuticle. You know what I mean? I'm bad at words, okay? I'll call this clade Plantae or land plants as opposed to Mare plantis or sea plants. Yeah, needless to say, these two names were made at different times. Another common adaptation is wood. Wood loses less water slower and more quickly transfers water from their root system, so some Plantae may evolve wood. And then they will push inland, where they will need to find a way to reproduce on land, seeing as simply broadcast spawning in the air will lead to the gametes quickly landing and desiccating. The female gametes may be withheld till the male gametes reach the gametangia. It'll be this way, since male gametes are less expensive to mass produce and weigh less, so will fall lower. Oh, and in case you didn't know, having a fertilization happen in the gametangia makes it more likely that actual fertilization will happen. It's a big mess. Brain can't think of reason there, but brain can't put into words. Blah, don't have in script. Blah. I believe it has something to do with the gametes that are withheld inside the gametangia having way more time to actually meet our gametes than if they were just released into the air. I'm gonna go name the clade now, okay? I'll call this clade lignum plantae, or wood plants, as opposed to mollusk plantae, or soft plants. And another, more well-known advantage of wood is that it's highly rigid, allowing plants to grow very large. As the wood is only on the monarch may form a roughly 10-meter tall pillar with leaves attached to the side of the structure. And these organisms will have the male gametangia at the top and the female gametangia at the bottom to maximize the chances of a successful fertilization. And the spore will be released from the top to minimize the potential competition with the parent colony. I.e., this is to minimize the chances of related monarchs competing with each other, and it's also to maximize the chances of leaves reaching other monarchs. I'll call these organisms Primae arboris, or the first trees, as opposed to Pudicae plantae, or bush plants. Also, unlike other organisms like, say, the octodentes, feel free to refer to these as trees, since there's so many disparately related organisms we refer to as trees in the real world, so these might as well also be trees. But other forms of Plantae may evolve other ways to deal with desiccation, i.e. to move the monarch underground and have only the leaves come above the ground, looking similar to ferns on Earth, since they need to let wind through without tearing them. And another development is that the monarch will develop the ability to split and branch, similar to trees on Earth. And its genitalia being so close to the ground, and other colonies being rather far away, their gametes may be moved between colonies by a network of microorganisms, and the spores will be released by Prome arboris in exchange for nutrients, similar to a fungal internet on Earth. And they probably trade other stuff as well. I'll call this clade subplantis, or underground plants, as opposed to superficies plantae, or surface plants. In the history of terrestrial life, some of these bacteria may evolve into multicellular organisms with a central bulb and hundreds of individual threads spanning their network, which both connect and trade with other organisms. And absorb nutrients from the soil to organize the flow of resources such as foreign sex cells. This bulb may contain a central ganglion to direct the flow of traffic. And these organisms may use chemical indicators such as the presence of sulfur to detect dead corpses and grow their threads into them, thus serving as the ecosystem's decomposers. I'll call this kingdom Cordis terram, or ground strings, which are a clade of Duplicis cerebrum. And eventually, rafting events will take this entire ecosystem all around the planet, blowing up all of the continents, making the planet look honestly a bit like an inland sea, not an inland sea, like a water world from outer space. It's gonna keep away corporations that want to make a big cheap want to make a cheap licensed film based on it because they'll be scared of losing a bunch of money like Waterworld or some shit. For context, Waterworld's a movie famous for having lost the people that made it a ton of money. So yeah, just finished recording the audio. Visual assets are about done. Editing never takes that long, so this video is about done, finally, hooray. It's about a week late, so yeah, I wish I could have gotten out today, but oh well. At least it's mostly done at this point. I'll be still stressing out about it. At this point, I do need to get to sleep, though, and also finish dinner, so I'm not going to deal with the editing for 2 hours right now. Nope, not happening. Also, by the way, YouTube has recently been started telling... Apparently, it's a thing where on YouTube recently where they're really trying to get people to do the whole like, subscribe shit. Like, so, like and subscribe and leave a comment about what you think of the video or something. Don't ask me why they're pushing that, but apparently it does something good in the algorithm. I don't know. Okay, so just finished the video. So in short, it's 8 days after it came out. I ended up photoing the video assets way late, so they look horrible because of the lighting makes them very low res. And basically, I was determined to get it out today because I'm tired of delaying it. I have only a couple hours I need to get up in the morning, so I'm gonna keep this outro concise. The video script was good. The production was slow. Then it was going okay, and then it became a shit show. Good night.